Okay, so we always start our meetings. We always start at the homepage. We always ask that you go at the homepage and navigate. The most important thing here, since you already have a subscription, is the pricing. And so, as you were saying, that you're looking at getting into the credit repair. So, with that being said, you would need the 497 a month plan to be able to have the credit. If I get quiet, it's because I'm letting someone in. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Welcome in. So for the credit repair software that's going to be included into the score machine, you would need the 497. For some members that came in when this the score machine was just being built, they was doing the beta and all that stuff. They got it at a lower rate, but as of right now, you have to have the 497 plan when it does go live. And I'm not for sure if Batty showed if he showed the software or not, the credit repair part, or did he just show the score machine?
I think he showed both. He told us about the credit repair that would be added in. Well, I spoke to
Hmm.
him yesterday. He said it'd be probably in the next couple of weeks.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, we did go over that as well.
Okay, great. That's great. So again, since you and Tracy, you both have a subscription, we will go on. We will go ahead and go to the dashboard. So since you're new, and have you kind of played around and looked at all the different tabs or anything?
Not fully. Um I'm still moving through it because, like I said, I came in yesterday, so I hopped on the call and I was following along on screen,
Mhm.
but I'm still going through all of the tabs. I haven't been through everything yet.
Okay. So to do a run through, so the dashboard overview is one of the tabs that we commonly use. And then the next tab would be the work area. Um, those are the main tabs that we use inside the software. So at the dashboard overview, you will see the total clients. So with this particular profile here, um, the client has he has 39 clients that's enrolled into the score machine. So this is what the total number is. So out of the 39 clients, 11 of the clients were fundable, and 26 were not fundable. So fundable means that their credit report was uploaded and that they meet the criterias, and we'll go over what the criteria are. So that is what makes them fundable. The non-fundable is they probably didn't meet the criteria or probably had some challenges with their credit, and that's what made them not fundable. So when it comes to login, so you have the option to share the link, and I'll show you down below. To share a link with your clients, you don't have to share the link with your clients because some clients just want the work done and want to be updated. But if you want to share a link for your clients to log in, they'll be able to log in and they'll only be able to see their profiles as kind of like a read mode. They won't be able to make any modifications. Only you are able to do that with your account. And this is login disabled, and they don't have any clients at all here. So total banks. So when we're talking about banks, we have traditional banks, we have credit unions, and then they also have some fintech banks. So this is what makes up the 4,151. When it comes to total products, that means that these banks here, these are the products that they have. So We have a total of 9,937 products available. So when it comes to your credit, getting the credit report, so the main thing is like when we have businesses, we're looking for extra revenue. So the software allows three platforms that you're able to upload your credit report, and that's My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, and My Score IQ. The great thing about this is that you can sign up for an affiliate link for all three platforms, and that means that you can share this if you like. You can share your affiliate link with your clients. So um, when you first come on board, if you're not part of any, like I'm not for sure if Mario has you all using any of these platforms. So if not, and if you're using Baddies or somebody else's affiliate links, or if you just signed up by yourself, right? You're able to sign up for affiliate. And I'll show you. Are you inside the paid in full community?
The school community?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So there was a post that was in there, I think today, that talked about Matt, and Matt is the person that we contact. He's over the he's the identity IQ and my score IQ are kind of one and the same. So, but Matt is our point of contact for those two platforms. Okay. So what I was getting ready to say here is that when you first come in, 9 times out of 10, we may use Baddie's link or, whoever's link. But when you get your clients, you want to make sure that you're providing your clients your link. Okay. You don't have to sign up for affiliate. You're welcome to share, to copy, to click on register now, or to even scan or click here to scan the QRC code, and you can share this with your clients, and they'll be able to get their credit reports using this link. But I just want to let you know, if you're looking to make extra money, and you being having a tax company, that you may have several clients, and so why not have another means of getting income? And welcome in, Mr. Brown. Um, so this is what step one is that you want to make sure that you or your client has a credit report. Step two, as I was saying, if you want your client to be able to go and log into the portal, I'll come here and hopefully my system is moving fast today. All right, so this is the client portal, as I was saying. So your client will be able to use this web link and to create an account and to be able to log in, and just as a view mode to be able to see their profile. And again, they won't know unless you tell them. Some clients may say, "Well, hey, can I look?" But if not, it's totally up to you if you want to share this with them. So the client onboarding link here is that share this link to collect your client's credentials and start their onboarding. So the client can onboard themselves, or we can just go ahead and go to the top here and add a new client. You can also add a new client underneath the quick action. So again, with you just being started, until you understand the software, it may be best if you do it yourself. But again, it's totally up to you. So when we add a new client, again, we're going to choose one of the the platforms. Once the client is has an account for My Free Score Now, you're going to need the email address. You're going to need the password, and then you can confirm. And then what happens is that um, our system, the AI system, it reads. It's kind of like integrated. with these three platforms, and then it'll not upload your client like a hard copy. It would upload it like a AI. So it was, the these systems talk to itself, and it kind of uploads that way. So if you're using Identity IQ, you would need the client's email, password, and the last four. And the same thing goes for MyScore IQ. You would need their email, password, and their last four. And when they sign up to these platforms, they're going to have to provide the last four. So it should be exactly the same, the email, password, and username. And then you would confirm. And then once you add a client, the system will run an audit, and then the client's information would show up on the screen at that time. So for the calendar, we have class 5 days a week. And from the 5 days a week, we have class Monday through Wednesday at 7 p.m. And so you can join the class using here the score machine, or you'll be able to join the class inside the paid in full community. If you like to add notes to your calendar, you can add notes here, and notes and reminders about, rather, we used to have something like an academy. So if you wanted to track something here, you can add notes here about your clients, when to pull their reports, or, anything like that. Again, you can add some notes to your calendar, or you can join the class. Thursday class, right now, we've changed our Thursday score machine class to 8 p.m. And this is both is Eastern Standard Time. And so again, you can join here, or you can join through the paid in full community. And Friday is our mastermind. And typically, if there's any credit like M2 questions, Coach Vichy typically goes over it on Friday. And funding, funding formulas. Typically, if they're not traveling, Batty or Dre, they'll be able to come on and bring some updates about the software, or, Dre, or even sometimes Amar may come on and talk about funding formulas. So this is the information for Friday's class. If you have any recent clients, they'll show up here. If you, for your credit report, so let's just say you're able to upload your credit report monthly. And so you don't have to do anything pretty much besides go to go under the client's information, and then you'll be able to fetch your report. And so once you fetch your report and click on that, it should generate your new report. And that's a way you can update your report. Here's a way to go to settings. We're going to go to settings when we go down the toolbar, but this is a quick way to go to settings. We also have an Affiliate Pro dashboard. This is a separate I'm trying to say portal portal from the score machine. But if you're logged in the score machine, you're able to go here, and we'll go over it on the other side. And this is your referral link, again, that you can share with your clients. You can copy it here. And this is just the month's performance here, a snapshot. So once we go over the dashboard, then we typically click on for clients management. So here is your client's information. If you need to come in and update their profile, you come over and you click on the three dots, and you can update their profile. Here for employees, if you have any employees and you like to add your employees, so they can have their own sign-in information, please fill out their first name, last name, email, status. It will be active, and then create them a password, and then click create. If you already have a client and you want to just go and edit and you want to inactivate them, here is how you do that. Work area, we'll come back to that. That's like the last step. Feature requests. So if you have any ideas that you would like to see the score machine, we welcome all ideas. You click on the new request, you type in your title, subscription. If you have a picture, you can upload the picture and you hit submit. And the team is pretty, they do a very good job getting back to you. Right now, our focus is completing right now the credit repair software. So I was talking to them earlier about some things, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna get to it. But right now our priority is so. So I'll just remind them on Thursday. But AI coach, this is new. So nothing is coming. It's new and coming. So nothing's here yet. Um, so for knowledge base, this is again, there's something like teachables, like an academy. And so it's not really too much use because we have the paid in full community. And so some have used it in the past, the ways to communicate with support, but we have a support tab here. So we kindly ask that if you need to communicate with support, to do it via the tab. And so classrooms is some featured courses that you can take a look at. The calendars, if you were doing the courses, you were able to now do notes if you want to have a placeholder or something like that. Map is the learning pathway map, and it's kind of like telling you your course progress and all of that type of stuff. Leadership board, this is for those who were um, using it like it was an academy and it was kind of just giving points at one point in time. The about and like all course curriculums, have an about section and stuff like that. So this is pretty much what that is. Subscription, these are our subscription plans we have now. As everyone know, and if you don't know, we're working on the credit repair day and night software in order to be able to use the credit repair software, what is to come. Along with the score machine, you will have to have an unlimited package. So our unlimited package right now is $497. So just wanted to mention that. So as for payment information, if you like to update your payment method, please reach out to the support team. We have a fantastic support team. So if you call, you'll more than likely reach Ray Anderson, who is our customer service point of contact. You may reach Summer. Sometimes you may get Mary if you call, but 9 times out of 10, it may be Ray. You may, if you have any questions, you can submit a new ticket here. Here's This is kind of new because it has some questions before. So I guess you can type in if you have any questions. Contact, these are the ways to contact the support desk. You can call them on the phone, send them an email, and do live chat. And these are the support hours. So also with this number, you can call or text the number. So for settings, you can update your profile picture here, your personal information, change your password, agreement. I like to always say for settings. So you have settings and then you have agreement. So if you would like to override from the safe mode, so once you get into the funding, you may feel like I've worked with XYZ Bank. My client has a 720, the score machine says 730, and the funding part is grayed out, and you feel like you want to override the safe mode. you would go and you would click here to enable override. You'll get the warning, um, and it's pretty much let you know that you're removing the safeguard, and it's going to ask you to acknowledge, put your name, and click on override. So this is a way, um, to remove the safeguard here. It won't let you, and I'll show you when we get to the work area. It probably won't let you do it under underwriting, and you may have to go all the way to funding to be able to see the banks. But I'll show you that when we get there. Again, here's a way to add clients. Invoices, something that we had when we had the old credit repair software in, but right now it's just a placeholder. Um, because I know that is in conversation with the attorney about the invoicing piece. Here is where you can go to again to the affiliate dashboard with the affiliate portal. You can log in here for the portal, but for the score machine, let me go back here to the dashboard under, and this is the dashboard, and this is going to the affiliate portal here. So if you are using the affiliate portal and you would like to share the portal, your link with others for they can have access to the score machine, this is kind of based on commission. And so this is kind of a snapshot of the progress, how much you're earning, how much you earned this month, active MRR. It talks about the tier. So the tier is if you get to 100 users, then the percentage rate goes from 10% to I think it's like 15%. And it just talks about the client pipeline, payouts, pending payouts. Um, I haven't seen this before, but it lost, I guess, lost commissions. And maybe if someone is canceling. And so the commissions here. Um, Also with the non renewal. So the recent referrals, the affiliate leadership underneath the referrals, this is the referrals management, and some is kind of like the same information, and you'll be able to see all your clients and their information. And it kind of just breaks, each tab breaks it down just a little bit more, where what we saw on the main screen. However, it's two different links, and out of the two different links here, so the product referral links, if you're sending it to just one person, but if you have a group like a church, association, and you want to share it with a large group, it is the invite link. So you'll see this right here has REF, and this right here says affiliate here. So these are the two different types. Once the credit repair software is completed, then we're going to be working with Coach V and I, working with the development team, and we're going to come up with a training to be able to. And our Wednesdays training is that we're considering changing that to affiliates to be able to help everybody better understand the affiliate. All right, so this is the commission. This talks about the subscriptions, and it kind of looks the same as the score machine. So if you want to change, I think it is this one here. I always kind of get them mixed up. The link, yeah, that was it. If you wanted to change your slug, this is where you change it underneath settings, and under settings and referral. You can go and change your name. So I would put Coach V here. This is Baddie's information. Mr. I Sell Money is here. So to go back to the score machine, you will go back to, let's make sure. Yeah, you would click that to go back. So underneath the work area, this is kind of where we do all our business, and um, we use Batty's profile. He's a fundable profile, and with that, so remember when I was saying about the about not being able to use underwriting if you override so settings and agreements and you override the safe mode. So here, if the person is not fundable, it'll be red. So if it's still red, it won't let you go to funding. So what you would have to do in this case is that you would have to go to funding apply here on the very end. And so some of the systems you may have to scroll it to see funding apply, but this is where you go to see the banks. So if it won't let you move over to funding because it's red, just click funding apply here. Okay. All right. So under the work area, just want to go back here, just not to confuse anybody. All right. So we have the first tab, we typically go here, and it's kind of like a breakdown. It talks about the company profile, understanding your credit, how credit affects you. And I'd like to go over this because understanding your credit is very important. Knowing that we have three bureaus. I know we like for the bureaus to match, but not all creditors report to Equifax. So you may not see anything on Equifax if the person or your client is new to new to credit, or it just may have a few items. So, but typically, Experian and TransUnion, they may look more close in comparison than Equifax. But when you or your client is applying for credit, please make sure that um, who they're reporting to. So when we talk about what is in my credit report, so personal information, your full. This is where we talk about having one full name, address, social security number, date of birth, and employment information. So with your employment information, if you are a business owner, you want to say that you're employed because you work for your business. Okay. Credit accounts. So the credit accounts, we talk about the accounts. So just to have a 680, you may see where, again, someone say you need 3 to 5 accounts. So, but a healthy profile is where you hear where someone say, "Oh, you need 10 to 11 accounts." Okay, so that's kind of like the difference is when you're starting out and you have a thin profile, you want to at least have 3 to 5 accounts. But to be able to have a healthy credit mix is when you'll see about the 10 to 11 accounts. Um, the credit inquiries, hard inquiries, you really 3 to 4. Soft inquiries do not affect your credit score. So, if you get a soft pull, don't worry too much about it. Public records and collections, we don't want any of those. So, no negative, no derogatories on our credit reports. And these are the items that we really pay close attention once the credit report is pulled and made available. Why is credit important? I always give my story. I was in the Navy for 24 years, also worked with the federal government. And so credit for me was very important because my job included security clearances, looking at payroll, and just all kind of PII. And so if my credit was bad, and definitely going to foreign countries or just being in the military and being in military towns, people could get targeted. So when you hear about credit is very important when it comes to just employment, housing, insurance premium, apartments, renting apartments, buying cars, everyday purchases, and utilities. And so, just wanted to share that because if my credit was bad, trust me, every year, and this depends on what job you had as well, because they may do twice a year, but every year, the military did a screening, and if something came up, you would be notified and stuff. So very important. How credit impacts major life decisions. So we talked about purchasing a home, financial education, starting and expanding your business. Again, this is the credit score for this client. They are in the payment history is excellent. Credit utilization. So we're going to talk about credit utilization because right now he has 9%. So overall, 9% looks good. But when you have revolving accounts, and especially credit cards, those are looked at differently. So overall, 9% is wonderful. Credit link, your length of credit history, very good. Credit mix is good. New credit is excellent. They do have 9 inquiries, and so with the inquiries, it's broken down with the creditor name, the bureaus, the date of the inquiries, and it talks about the industry. So we're showing right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're showing 5 inquiries for TransUnion, and then we're also showing two inquiries for Equifax, and two for Experian. So good standing. So it's showing that the accounts here are in good standings. So these are the accounts, the creditors, the bureaus, the date opens, the balance, and the credit limits. And then just some more information that you can have a look at. Um, Progress report. So for the progress report, again, it shows the status. Um, Now the system shows monthly changes. So when you have a client or yourself, you'll notice that this right here will go up or it would go down here if your score is up. So definitely pay attention to that. It talks about the previous report, the newest report, the negative items, which is the increase, and then remove since previous and new since previous. Here we talk about the FICO score. So again, the FICO score is broken into these 5 components that we went over. And again, it breaks down the negative, which is increase here. So for credit history, it's saying that this client has 5 years, and the oldest is over 35 years. So oldest, what can make your account oldest is if you have like an authorized user that can help your account to be old. So if you're on someone else's account, and just say if someone is just 18 and you see 35 years, you may see that it's because they have an authorized user. It talks about the recent inquiries, and this member has 71 accounts. So with the 71 accounts could be open and closed accounts. Closed account stays on, and I need to look that up because I say 7 to 10 years, but I'll look it up. So between 7 and 10 years, an account can stay on your credit profile, which could be good because it's helping you, right, to get that 10 to 11, which is kind of like our goal. Alrighty. So our next tab is underwriting. So under underwriting, here you will see again, it shows that it has gone up for the credit bureaus here. But this is where I was talking about, like, do you qualify? And these are the criterias. And remember, I was saying where the criterias with the 730, and the bank may call for a 720, and you feel like you want to go to settings and you want to go to agreements and override this, that's where you would go and override, because you feel like, um, I know the safeguard is on, but I really have a good feeling or a good, I've been working with the bank. I know that the profile looks great. So here where it says, do you qualify? We think of terms of like driving a vehicle, right? So when we come to a traffic light. And so with the traffic light, we have the green, good to go, the yellow with proceed with caution. And then we also have the yellow, not eligible. So this particular client here meets all the criterias. Your credit score is 730 plus, apply for personal and business both. Utilizations under 30% on open revolvings. Minimum five open primary cards with 2 years of good payment history. Um, two primary cards with at least 2 years of age, 5K plus limits. No more than four unsecured cards open in the last 12 months. Here, everything looked good, but TransUnion, so under four inquiries. No collections, no charge off, no late payments, no bankruptcy. So here we can go to funding, but we're going to go all the way through the other tabs. But let's talk about the debt utilization. So with the debt utilization, we see is that percentage utilization open revolving. So for TransUnion as a whole, is showing 10.2%. Experian is showing 7.9%. And then for Equifax, is showing 10.2. However, when we get down here, and again, these are the inquiries. When we get down here is where we were talking about pay down. So just say these are all credit cards. So if these are all credit cards, we want to get these credit cards down to 30%, especially if we were targeting like specific banks. We're targeting banks like Experian, TransUnion, banks that reports to Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax, right? So I may can't pay all this off right now to get there, but I have a good possibility if I pay down the 33 percent. And then next I'll be tackling the 49% and then the 54%. So right now, my banks that I'm going to be targeting are these banks here from zero. Right now I can target 0 to 14. And then, but if I want to pay down, type, I'm going to touch the percentage. So I want to get it down, right, to 30% at least. So in the system, it shows you, hey, to get this down to 30%, you can pay 70 cents daily. You can pay 488 for 52 weeks, or you can pay for 12 months, $21.17. But you really need to pay down 254. So let's just say I don't want to pay the 254 down for a whole year, right? So I want to pay the 254 down in 2 months. So you just divide the 254 times 2, and then you just pay the, is it more? You pay the 127 every 2 months, and that'll get this one down to for 2 months. So once you pay that off, if you want to, you kind of do the same thing. So you, whatever you can pay, you go ahead and that you make sure that that you can divide it, or that you can divide it to make sure that you can make payments. For some of this here, you'll see that it's a duplicate. It's a duplicate because it's showing the same here. It's because it's different credit bureaus reporting. And once we get to credit war map, I'll show you. But this is why you're seeing that it looks like it's kind of the same. So, um, so this is basically a tool, and as we always share here, I have Snippet on my laptop. So what I typically do, I use my Snippet tool. I use my Snippet tool, and I'll go to pay down. Just say if I'm trying to get a new client, and I want to just do like a consultation, very little consultation with them, and I'm just going to give them just this information to let them know that you have these accounts. These accounts are over 33%. If you would like to work together, I can come up with a solution for you. And you can add that into your service. If it's already an paying customer that you have and y'all are working together with different strategies, then just have a I would just have the whole screenshot of everything just to show them everything that, hey, um you know, the banks are really requiring for us to be down to this 10%. Okay. To get to 10%, this is what you have to do to get down to 10%. Or the banks that you really, really, really want to use and you trying to get to 10%, we can go from small, and don't forget, we have the other stuff down below, but we're just trying to give them options because they may need these accounts and the other ones may not be the revolving accounts or something like that. So hopefully you guys get it and kind of understand, like, if it's, something that you want to let them know what you saw during a consultation, and then also with your clients that you're working with and you're already getting money, that you want to let them know that this is where you are. So again, this is 30%. If you want to get down to 25%, you just change here and it'll tell you what the payment should be. All right. So the next is the credit war map. So credit war map is fairly new. We use it to attack inquiries. So as we know with inquiries, that there are there are three ways you can deal with inquiries. You can call and talk to the credit reporting agencies, and you can talk to them directly. If they're not budging, you go and talk to the credit reporting agencies fraud department if you feel like it's fraudulent. If you still got some issues, you can even talk to the supervisors. Also, you can dispute on the credit reporting agency's websites. But here, because some people don't, feel comfortable talking to the credit reporting agency's representatives or the fraud department, that any team has come up with the Launch Inquiry Exterminator GPT. So this GPT is designed to attack only inquiries. And so, with that being said, when you're attacking with the inquiries, it's going to ask you. So basically, the first thing we're going to do is copy this information here first. So we're going to copy the bureau, the creditors, and the date of the inquiry. So I always like to give this disclaimer because some inquiries are tied to open accounts. Here in this community, we do not teach where we dispute inquiries tied to an open account. Okay. So I just want to put that out there. So we're acting as in this situation that all of these inquiries are not tied to an open account. So once we copy the inquiries, then we click on the GPT. So once we go to the GPT, we paste what we just, it still has the other thing. Uh, we paste what we copied. We hit the up area. Once we hit the up arrow, it's going to ask us here. Okay, it's going to ask us about the tone, and it's going to ask us about the group. So what I typically do, anytime you're doing a letter, the letter is always going to ask you. It's always going to ask you. I'm going to answer these questions. I'm going to be tone. It's going to be aggressive. Because I don't have time to play with the credit bureau. Letter wise, so let's just say we know TransUnion has 5 inquiries. The max we can do per letter is 5. If TransUnion had 4 inquiries, I would do 4. But in this situation, I don't want to do like 1 or 2 because I only want to do 1 letter for TransUnion. So I'm going to say max group, right? The other thing I'm going to add is that I'm going to say, I'm going to say add FCRA law to the letters. And I'm going to provide my name because on the letter, you need to have your name. They don't know who I am. So I'm going to say John Doe, because if not, it'll be blank. And you got to go back and add it. So I've learned to just say, let's go ahead and add it. 1, 2, 3, Jackson Street, Jackson, Georgia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's going to ask for my date of birth. So my date of birth is 01/01/2011. And then it's going to ask for last 4 of Social Security number. So I'm just going to add that too. All right. So once I do that, I should be good to go. If you don't remember all of this, you can see the replay to go over this. Or if you just did the letter, see right here where they tripping because they didn't add this right here. They didn't add my information for some reason. So if you don't remember, I'll do it here at the bottom. Did it add the FCRA? So it did add the FCRA, but it didn't add. I don't know why it didn't add my information. And add contact information. Let me say that. Because they tripping. All right. Still didn't do it. They're tripping. All right, so pretty much what it does is that, and I'm gonna go add it at the bottom and see what it update. But so with the accounts, you just want to verify that the name is correct and the dates is correct because ChatGPT does make, or any AI does make errors. So you want to just make sure that that is what is showing on your credit report. And you also want to make sure that you provide the identification information that's added. You can mail your inquiry letters yourself, or you can use Batty's team. the total post and print. You can call them, you can send them an email, and you can also fill out a job form. If you do send an email and if you do fill out the job form, definitely give them a call to make sure that they receive it and that they have all the information that they need. But I'm finna see what's going on with this address here. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is recreate letters with my contact information and see if it's gonna do that. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do it before, but it's showing it now. Jane Doe here, John Doe here. But just make sure if you are using it that it does have your information because you don't want to send it like the template. All right. So this is what the launch inquiry exterminator GPT does. Also, for anyone who's using Metro 2, Betty does have his own Metro 2 product, and you can use it here. You can go to just one stop shop pretty much. So it is here. You can go and log in here. This is again shows about the utilization that we showed before, to get the utilization down, payment down. Also, here is where it shows the agent. So this is very, very important step. So I'll just say the whole credit war map is a must that you visit. Okay, it's going to attack your inquiries. Here, it's going to, if you want to use, the Metro 2 product is here. Also with the payment utilization is here. And then also the agent. Because sometimes when you talk to people or just even us, we may not remember what accounts we have if the accounts is revolving, because that's what's important, right? This is showing revolving accounts. It's showing the creditor. It's showing the status. It's showing if it's authorized usuals, users, individuals. It's also showing that it's joint. It's got the open date. It has the years. This is how we can tell how many years if we have those 5 primary cards that's showing over, the 3 to 5 years or whatever. It's showing the bureaus. It's showing the account numbers. So this right here for your clients is wonderful. This is a wonderful tab here. And this is just basically showing here. It's in the average age growth planner. It talks about the trade lines, the age, the total age pool, the oldest account, and it just kind of breaks it down some more. So definitely take a look at this tab here. Alrighty, so this right here is another feature that's added, and let me go to, I don't know why I thought I have a lot of I'm in a lot of communities because I do a lot of research, and so if you ever see that I'm in a lot of communities, it's because I do research. Um, but I want to type or go to insiders tips. So under insiders tips, you'll find if you type law and it'll pull up a prompt. So this is a prompt that can kind of help you with going here with the law engine. Okay, so we talked about the personal information when we kind of when the credit report was analyzed. So, we talked about having the one name, making sure your name is correct. The only thing about names is that, the goal is to have one name, But if your name is spelled wrong and is tied to an open account, that's may have a problem where you'll have two names, and so you'll have to kind of deal with that. Date of birth, make sure your date of birth is correct across all three. Make sure your social is correct across all three. Addresses. So the same thing with addresses is that the goal is to have one address, but if your address is tied to an open account, then you may only be able to you know close one of these and not two, and have the goal of one. So when it comes to the run the law engine, so if we click here, run law engine, um, this right here kind of tells us if something is wrong. It's identifying employment. The employment is not here, it's actually down here. So it gives you some codes that you can use. So it's saying that the employment is not consistent across all three bureaus. So right now we have 5-star processing on 2, but it's missing for TransUnion, right? And so we want this to be listed here. We want it to be listed because we need to show employment, because we need to show that we're making money, income, right? So we have to have something here. So you can really call. You can call on the phone and talk to TransUnion and say, "Hey, I work 5-star processing. I need for you to update this here." You can also dispute on the TransUnion site to add this there. Here to remove this, you can call over the phone and say, "Hey, this is not, I don't work there. Can you remove this?" But if you want to use Chat GPT, you can do kind of like the same thing that we did for the inquiry removers, but it's no GPT for this part, so we have to use our own Chat GPT. So we have a post that has a prompt. So hopefully you can see turn run law engine results into dispute letters. So you copy this prompt right here. That's the prompt. This right here is a picture of what's there. So let me do the picture first. So I want to get a copy of the picture. So again, you can use the camera. Some people do videos. I haven't done a video, but videos, take a camera picture. And this right here is my snippet tool from my laptop. So we go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to drop my screenshot because I just copied it. And then I'm going to go to that prompt. And so with that prompt, because I'm trying to get a letter, I'm trying to do a letter because remember, I don't want to talk to the credit bureaus, and I'm asking them to write a letter based on the error codes that I received when I did ran the law engine for my employment. So it's going to basically like break down and analyze everything, and it's going to give you all the legal jargons that was there when we did the run law engine. And so at the end, it's going to say to do a letter. And so at the prompt, we have right here, underneath where you see Vivian, we're going to say yes, right? So you can just copy that. And I don't know where I'm going today. I'm going somewhere today, y'all. Then you're going to paste yes that you wanted to do to generate a letter. And here it says to generate a letter to each credit reporting agencies, make it should be say readable. I don't know why I thought I fixed that. Make readable more like an actual letter, and FCRA to be listed in a sentence. I'll fix this later. But so basically what I'm saying is that what I found is that if I didn't say that, FCRA laws will be listed like this. I don't want it like that. I want it to be in sentence form. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. So yes, please create a letter. Create a letter to each credit bureau. Okay. And make it readable like an actual letter, because you see how ChatGPT has all these lines. We don't want it to look like that. We want it to be an actual letter. And then again, the FCRA, I want it to be in a sentence form. So, gonna do that. Um, and then it remembered, and it's funny how it remembers that I'm John Doe, but it didn't remember earlier. So it's writing a letter, a dispute letter. So the only thing with this dispute letter, because ChatGPT only knows the prompt that you give. So this letter right here is for Experian. All right. So with Experian, so now we have to go back to here. What in the world? What just happened? It wants to. Gotta love it. 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 1 second, everybody. So basically, let me come here. I'll come here while I log back in. But I'll come back here. Um, So basically, what I was trying to show here is that I was trying to show is that okay for this letter, first letter is for Experian, and so with Experian, we have two. We have two here. Okay, so the only thing really with for Experian is that we're trying to remove. We're trying to remove this in I guess incredible built media. So with Experian, so we got to remember when we go and read this letter is that we really want to kind of modify this letter, and we want to tell them, so we want to take off the 5 star here, because 5 star, we don't want to dispute that. We actually want that to be kept on. So we want to just make sure our wording is saying that we want to dispute and we want to remove this one. Okay, so that's really what we're saying. And so you can read over everything. For TransUnion, um, it's showing that TransUnion has no employer data. So here we want to just make sure that we add 5 star here. So we just telling them, so you want to read this, you want to kind of tweak it and say for 5 star, because again, remember we can do this over the phone. But if you don't want to do it over the phone and you want to mail a letter and have some type of tracking or something like that, you want to say here is that it's not reflecting, but this is where you work at, right? So you can do that. For the other one was for Equifax. If we're good with 5 star, then we don't even have to say nothing with Equifax really. This is really only when you have this is only when you have this works really if you have something that that you're trying to remove, like an account that you're trying to move and it don't kind of line up properly or something like that. So this is kind of how Chat GPT look at stuff for dispute. So really with that prompt, where I said each credit reporting agencies, I could have just said Experian and TransUnion. And then I could have added a sentence here to say for TransUnion to make sure that 5-star is added, if that makes sense. So give me a moment if I can log right back in here using my little sheet. Don't know what happened, but we still here. So, let me make sure this is not my login. 21205. Anybody have any questions so far on anything? Okay. All right. So where we were da, 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 da. All righty. So that was where we were with the credit war engine. So now we're under debt consolidation. So with debt consolidation, so we have the payment plan with the high utilization that kind of shows us how to get it down below the 30% and lower. And then we also have a debt consolidation where it's the snowball. And so anybody that knows David Ramsey, you may know about snowball. So snowball, the system itself, it finds the lowest three accounts. It gives like a pay down for 6 months, to try to give you a plan what you can pay each month to get it down. But the great thing about this system is that, let's just say, we're at the best, like the Best Buy, and we want to pinpoint Best Buy because we need to get that down because it's a card and we want to get it down. So we want to set up a plan where we can get it down to 30%. We want to get it down within, we'll say 12 months. We'll say if we're repaying credit. So if we're repaying credit, credit can be repaired between 4, 6, and 8 months. Okay. So we'll say 6 months. So 6 months. I want it to be paid because I get my money on the first and I like to give it a few days. So I'll say on the 5th, and then we can set up a reminder. I already have a reminder here set up. So right now it's showing that the next upcoming reminder will be May the 5th. Unfortunately, the reminder only comes the day that is due. So you can set up a reminder. Once you set up a reminder, it comes down to the bottom down here and you'll see it. Right now it's active, but if you want to change it, you click on the gear. Once you click on the gear, it'll pop back up here. If I want to stop the reminder, I can stop it and save it. When I come back down here, it's disabled. So it's not active anymore and it's disabled. So if you would like to set up some reminders about your debt, or for your clients, for them to receive an email and stuff like that, you can do that here. And this is what the debt consolidation is. All right, so now we're going to funded audit notice. And so under the notice, you will see projected personal and business funding projection because the system does both. So you can see where it says if you only just want to see your personal, if you only want to see your business, or if you want to see both for projection. So it talks about funding projection mid-tier. So based on your credit report, this client personal has a possibility projection of 51K to 100K. Current credit score. It talks about how many inquiries the client has, and this is just like a overall overall snapshot of what the credit report, how it looks. Credit age, it has 6 years. Utilization, it has 13. Cards possibility 11. So we know anything about funding, we know that with funding, you know, there's banks like, Navy Federal that, that can give you, 25K for a card. I think I heard that Navy Federal can give you up to 80K total products. So that may be 2 or 3 cards, if you with Navy Federal. So that's what they talk about. Possible is 11. Um, Also, when it comes to on the business, same kind of snapshot. I know we've heard a lot of people that talk about business credit that you don't need a PG. Those times are, I would say, very hard unless you got a relationship with someone, because so many people have gotten funded and have not paid back funds. So we call it burnt out. Burnt out. Anything was saying that, hey, we can get money without showing any personal guarantees. So credit age, again, this is a snapshot for business projection for the 101K card possibilities is 9. It says EIN is required for business score 790 plus, and business profile verified. And this is something, when you have time, you can go over and you can kind of read the narrative that they have here. So when it comes to funding, this is where I was saying that you would come here if you did like an override, or if you know that your client is fundable. You don't want to go over the underwriting. You want to come straight here. Your client already meets all, because you've already taken a snapshot. You know what the do you qualify is. Your client meets all of that. Only thing I want to do now is come here, change my percentage, change the percentage to 10, which is national percentage. Or if I've done a little with the credit report, credit repair, because I didn't charge them anything to do their credit repair, especially up front. So I want to get it on the back end. I want to charge 12 to 15 or whatever y'all agree on percentage. Change the client states. Here, like this is showing for you or your particular client, total approved, the highest amount approved, and the amount to charge your client based on the percentage. So we were talking about all of those products on the dashboard, all of those products that we have. We were saying that for personal and business, the funding types are loans, credit cards, lines of credit, SBA loans, home loans, home equity loans and lines, auto loans. So here, if you click all, it will have the funding type for all. If you wanted to just do credit cards, so unfortunately, you can only do all, or you can pick one of each, and it'll show below. So for the bureaus, you can click all. You see 0 for TransUnion because it said yellow. It said proceed with caution. So you don't see anything here for TransUnion, but you will see some banks below with TransUnions because it was proceed with cautions. And some of the banks reports to, we'll say all 3 or just 2 or 1. So you will see some TransUnion below. But just say I wanted to only do credit cards and I only wanted to get credit cards from Experian. I only wanted to do credit card from Equifax. I only want to do credit card for TransUnion. I can do that too. So when we come down here with the application strategies, so based on your credit report, the system will choose some banks for you. So what you could do is, based on your research, I always say research, ibank.net, You can find some banks that that you choose that you want to use, um, and just say I wanted to go to um, I wanted to go to First Bank, Best Egg, First Bank Trust, credit cards, and First Federal Savings. Yes, First Federal Savings. I wanted to say credit cards. Oh, sorry, Beck says I have the credit cards. Let's see. If it don't have a product, it's not going to show anything. That was one great thing about the system here. I don't know, was I can't remember what best egg have. So best egg is something that's if someone has challenging credits, you'll see like best egg, you'll see Prosper, SoFi, um, just anybody that's trying that may have challenging credit that have high utilization, you'll see them use those means. But just I always say just do your research before you do anything. So if you find if the system comes with banks and you're not sure about anything, do your research. Try to I was in the process, and that's what the other chat GPT was, creating me an image to to kind of come up with an order, because I'm gonna put that in the chat because I kept saying I was gonna do it. I'm gonna do it tonight. um but you want to come up with some type of strategy um when you're getting credit cards. The strategy meaning that you want to make sure, like if you're doing something that's a soft pull, if you want to do something that is like 0%, you want to how do you want to do the hard pulls? If you want to do something with the if you have a bank relationship, like I have Navy Federal, so you want to have some type of order when you're doing the banks. And so, and with the cards, like I was saying, is it a 0%? Is it cash back? Like, how is it going to help you in your business? So, and if it gives you these recommendations, then you want to come and you want to learn everything in a certain order, and basically how to prioritize the banks. So I'm going to say cash reward here for First Citizen. Once I've chose my bank, I'm going to click apply. Once I apply here, great thing. First Citizen has see if you pre-qualify. So pre-qualify may be something like a soft pull. It's going to let me know if I qualified before. I even, is it going to stay at South Pool? That's something that I may have to call and talk to First Citizen about. You can always do Chat GPT. I always do Google. You can always do, I think it's my FICO form. Let's see if you can pull that up and to see what others have shared. Has it been a hard pull? But my thing is like I want to call the bank and hey, is this going to be? I see that you offer a pre-qual. Does the pre-qual does it stay a soft pull or does it become a hard pull? Okay. If it's a hard pull, who are you pulling for? Are you pulling from which bureau? Is it one? Is it more than one? That type of information. So I want to read all the benefits, and then I want to just make sure once I read everything that it works out for me or my client, and and just go to the next step and fill out the information and kind of go from there. So, do anybody have any questions about today's training? Funding was our last sections. Miss Camilla, you have any questions?
I don't. Thank you so much.
No problem. Tracy, you have any questions tonight?
No, ma'am. Very thorough. Thank you.
Thank you. What about you, Mr. LaRon? You have any questions, sir?
No, it's a lot, but it's my first time getting on here, so
This is your first time getting on?
yeah, so
Okay.
I gotta play with it more. I don't even say the truth because I pay for this. I just can't hear myself. I ain't hearing about else yet.
Tell me again because you sound muffled. I'm sorry.
Oh, my fault. I'm at work and I got these headphones. I apologize.
That's okay.
I said I gotta play with the score machine more. I just can't hear myself. I ain't hearing anybody else yet.
Okay. Well,
I'm
definitely.
I'm juggling a full-time job, a career as a barber, and I work at a shoe store on Sunday, so I don't have a lot of time out of time.
Yeah, you're very busy.
I work
we
at
gotta
night
get,
too.
we gotta get you a virtual assistant.
I
Yeah.
gotta get everything kind of going, but I work at night 4 to 6 days a week, 6 p.m. to like 4:30 in the morning.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah,
Well,
it's a lot.
if you need to look at the replays, we have this in the paid in full community. We have
Okay.
the score machine live replays. Are you in the paid in full school community?
I gotta add it. I just got to look at the emails today, so I'll do it. And then
Okay, so we have the replays here.
Mhm.
So you're able to look at all the replays that we have. They're here. And if you don't have it, again, we have training tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be Coach V. She's going to be on the training tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then I'll be back Thursday at 8 p.m.
It's a whole lot of things going on.
Yes.
And it's like I start working at 6, so then I try to get on here and then I'll be working. I'm a material handler out and driving forklift. So
Okay.
busy.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. If y'all don't have any further questions, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you for being here. Again, if you have any questions, you can reach out to our fantastic support team, or you can reach out to Coach V or myself. And I'm Coach Vivian. I go by Coach Viv. So again, I'm here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So again, I'll be back at Thursday at 8 p.m. All right. If no one has any further questions, we will see you on tomorrow's call at 7 p.m. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Okay. Y'all have a good night.